الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome to lecture 12 of the reading module. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic and a very important one, of course, which is prefixes. Prefixes. First of all, let's start by defining what a prefix is. A prefix, as you can read here, is a morpheme. A morpheme, you know, things that, or letters that we attach to the beginning or the end of words, sometimes even in the middle. This is what we call a morpheme. So a prefix is a morpheme that is attached, or as a letter or group of letters attached to the beginning. This is a key word here. To the beginning of a word. All right? To the beginning of a word. That partly indicates its meaning. So a prefix is a letter or a group of letters that is attached to the beginning of a word. So take any word, add a morpheme before it, and this is what we call a prefix. Of course, that prefix is used for a purpose. It adds meaning. It gives meaning. For example, the word replay. The word replay here has two parts. This is the root, play, and this is a prefix. Why? Because this is a morpheme, it's meaningful, it has a meaning, and it changes the meaning of the whole word. So re means again, play, we all know what that means. So replay, play again. Alright, so replay. This is what we mean by a prefix. Let's look at other examples. Let's read this sentence together. We've discovered many unusual and interesting houses in our travels. Let's focus on discovered and unusual. Discovered, here we have the root cover, right? We have ed here, which is a morpheme, and we have dis at the very beginning. And dis here means not, all right? So cover something, or discover. So it's the opposite of cover, discover. So discover and let's say explored or you know, found, yeah? So discovered. Ed, of course, means past. The other one, unusual. This is the prefix un, which also denotes a negativity, so not. Un means not. So usual is the root, okay, let's say usual. Usual means, you know, something that is normal, you know, this happens every day, usually, all right. If it's unusual, it's really special, unusual, all right? It's unusual, the opposite of usual. Some more prefixes here. Some prefixes create a word with an opposite meaning, just like we've seen together, all right? So un, like unusual, or unpopular. The word popular, if you want to make it negative, or if you want to give the opposite meaning, just add un at the very beginning. This is a prefix, and it means the opposite. All right, and in as well, same meaning. So convenient, if something is convenient to you, it suits you, it's good for you. Yeah, this is convenient to me. For example, well, having a personal driver is convenient. Maybe, right? But inconvenient, so the opposite of convenient. The opposite of convenient. So un, that's number one. In, and also we have im, er, and dis. Dis like discover. We've looked at this one. So im, like possible, the opposite of which is impossible. Impossible. We don't say impossible, for example. That doesn't really sound English as well. So impossible. This is the morpheme or prefix that goes with the word possible. If it starts with an R, like here, like responsible, we choose IR, or irresponsible, irresponsible. Or respect, if we break it down, we have dis at the very beginning and we have respect. So the opposite of respect is disrespect, disrespect. So dis, and m. We have also un and in. All of these can be used to give the opposite meaning of the original words. Now let's look at this exercise. Read the sentences, or read the words actually. Read the first sentence first, and then read the words and try to guess which morphemes to use with each of these words. So these are the words. Use the suitable prefix to change each word into its opposite. So happy, agree, ability, traditional, secure, able, important, frequent, comfortable, satisfaction, possible, interesting. Now try to read those words again and add prefixes to give the opposite meaning. To give the opposite meaning. So I would recommend you pausing the video, doing the exercise, and then checking your answer with me. And the answers are okay. Happy, the first one, is unhappy. Unhappy. I'm unhappy with this salary. I'm unhappy with this, for example, car. I'm unhappy with whatever. All right, so unhappy. Agree. Disagree. It's disagree. Ability. It's I-N. Inability. I-N. Inability. Then traditional. Traditional. The opposite is untraditional. Untraditional. U-N. Untraditional. Secure. The opposite of which is insecure. I-N. Insecure. He felt insecure after the loss of his friend, for example. Able. The opposite of which is unable. Unable. So U-N. Unable. Important. Unimportant. U-N. Unimportant. Frequent. The opposite of which is I-N. Infrequent. Infrequent. All right? So infrequent. The opposite of which is infrequent. Comfortable. Uncomfortable. U-N. Uncomfortable. satisfaction, dissatisfaction, D-I-S, dissatisfaction. Possible, I am, impossible, I am, impossible. And then interesting, uninteresting, UN, uninteresting. These are the answers to this exercise. If you want to double check, of course, you can always go to the dictionary. You might find some more ways of making negatives of these words, some synonyms, some other words. But if you want to change these words to the opposite meaning, just add UN or IN, IR, or DIS, and the morphemes that, or the prefixes that I've shown you in the slide before. Now, we have more prefixes. These prefixes give other meanings, not necessarily negation or negative or the opposite. The first ones I showed you were about how to give the negative meaning of a particular word. Now, some other prefixes like these here have other meanings. Like, for example, com and con. At the very beginning of words, they mean with or together. With or together. EX or E means out of or from. So you can see more meanings. Enter at the very beginning of words means between or among. Between or among. And hopefully this will be clearer with examples. Miss at the very beginning of words means wrong. Pre means first or before. Sir, so S-U-R, over or above, as you can see. Now, we have also trans, across, or uni, which means one. Do we have some exercises? Yes, we have some exercises. But this exercise is actually about suffixes. If you remember, we've talked about prefixes and we've talked about suffixes as well. Now, the question that we are going to answer now, or after this one, will focus on suffixes and how we can know the part of speech of these words from looking at the suffixes. Suffix, just to remind you, suffix is what you can find at the end of words. Okay, so if you have a word, look at the last few letters, and that's what we call a suffix. All right? So, com, for example, you can look at examples using the internet. You can find thousands of words that start with com or con, X, E, enter. There are thousands of examples that you can find online. So com, like for example, combine. You know, when you combine things, com, so put together, combine. So that tells you, that plays a role in this, in giving the meaning of this word. So combine, all right? So extract, or extra, right? Extra. Enter. Enter here means between or among. Think of the word intercontinental. Intercontinental. Continent here in the very middle is the root, continent. So Asia, Africa, whatever. Europe, America. That's a continent. Intercontinent, or let's say continental, we add AL, and that makes it an adjective. That's a suffix. And then we add intercontinental. Intercontinental. So between or among continents. Intercontinent or intercontinental. All right. Also we have like misinformation. Misinformation. You have information, the word information, so, or to inform. Inform is to give information. To misinform, to give the wrong information. Misinform, misinformation, and misinformed. Pre, this is a popular one, so first or before, like there are thousands of examples of this one. Preschool education. Preschool education. So pre means before school, so before education before schools. Preschool education, for example. Or pre-intermediate. Pre-intermediate, so before being intermediate in English or any language. Sir, like over or above. So surpass. He surpassed my expectations. I had expectations, but this person surpassed his performance, surpassed my expectations. So over is over actually my expectations. Transportation, transportation. So trans, across. Universal, universal, unihorn. Yeah, so we have thousands of examples. Uni is one. Unique as well, the word unique, one of a kind. All right, now let's look at this exercise. As I said, we should either write N, V, N for noun, V for a verb, ADG for adjective, or adverbs, ADV. All right, so read each word and try to think of the part of speech. This is another possible question in the final exam. So, or at least some questions might be like that. So, universal, apartment, security, exactly, expression, additional, balance, enthusiastically, expensive, associate or associate, traditional, and summarize. Yes, we have frequently, satisfaction, physical, environment, ability, organization, actually, solidarity, essence, reasonable, central. Now, do this exercise, pause the video, do the exercise, and then check your answers with me. And I should start answering straight away. Universal, I look at this, and I know it's an adverb. It's an adjective, sorry. It's an adjective, AL, universal. Apartment, so I know it's a noun. Security, it's a noun. Just revise that section when we talked about the suffixes. Look at the word endings. Exactly is an adverb. Expression is a noun. Additional is an adjective. To balance. Now, you need to be careful here because sometimes one word can have two parts of speech. So balance here can be a verb and can be a noun as well. All right? But if this ending here is used with a noun, the correct answer will be noun. So look at the suffixes. So balance can be used as a verb, but it's actually a noun as well. Enthusiastically. Now sometimes you don't know the meaning of these words. Just look at the suffix. Just look at the suffix. So here I know it's an adverb. Enthusiastically. Expensive. Again, think of prefixes as you read. Think of prefixes and suffixes. In this case, this IVE tells me that it's an adjective. Associate tells me it's a verb. ATE. ATE here means verb. All right? Traditional. Again, that's what? That's an adjective. Summarize. This IZE here is a suffix, and it tells me that it's a verb. Summarize. Frequently. This LY. This LY tells me that it's an adverb. LY. Right? It's an adverb. And satisfaction. ION. It tells me it's a noun. Physical. AL here. This part gives me information about this word, and it's part of speech. And I know that this is an adjective. Physical. Environment. Noun. Ability. It's a noun. Again, organization, this TION, we know it's a noun as well. Actually, again, we look at the suffix, and the suffix tells us all. In this case, it's an adverb. Solidarity, it's a noun. Essence, noun. Reasonable, adjective. Central is an adjective as well. I should just note here that associate with this pronunciation is a verb, but there is another, well, it's the same word, but another meaning is associate. Okay, it's associate, not associate. Associate here can be used as a noun, but don't think of it as a noun here. Think of it as a verb, because this ATE here is used to create verbs. All right, so here we have the answers. Very good. Now that we have studied prefixes and suffixes, let's use our understanding of prefixes and suffixes to get the meaning or to match the words with their definition. We have a list here, a list at the left, and some definitions on the right. Using your knowledge of suffixes and prefixes, try to match each word with the definition. First of all, let's read them and then decide what to do. Let me read the list on the left first. Reflect, survive, expand, conference, international, experience, component, prevent, combination, and unique. Let's read the definitions. A, among other countries, get knowledge from life, not books. A meeting where people come together. Stop something before it happens. Throw back. give back an image of, joining together of two or more things. Special, one of a kind, one of several parts of something bigger. Continue to live or exist. Become or make larger, move outward. Now let's do them one by one. First of all, re means again or back. So it's a throw back, give back an image. Sir and survive means continue to live or exist. Continue to live or exist. Expand, expand. It's J, become more, become or make larger. Move outward, X, out of something. Conference, con. Con means together. So conference. Conference, C, a meeting where people come together. As you can see now, we can link, just by looking at the prefixes, we can link the words with their definitions. International, enter, and then nation, and then AL. So AL makes it an adjective, national, international, so among nations, among countries, among countries. Experience. Sorry. So experience is B, get knowledge from life. Experience. So get knowledge from life. All right? As you can see, just by looking at the prefixes, we can actually get the meaning. All right? So component, again, com. This is the prefix. And it's H. Why? Where's H? It's this one here. One of several parts of something bigger. Components, together, all right? So if something is bigger, if something big, you have components, They are part of something bigger. Component. And then prevent. Pre here means before, right? So the correct answer is prevent, that's D, stop something before it happens. Can you see the link? Prevent, stop something before it happens. Then we have combination, again com is F, joining together of two or more things, joining together of two or more things. So together, this is the key word again, together. Yeah, so combine, combination, put together. And then we are left with the last one, uni, which means one, and the answer is special or one of a kind. One of a kind. All right, so just to revise very quickly, we used our knowledge of suffixes, prefixes, and suffixes to match the words with their meanings. All right? As you can see here, we have re, sir, ex, con, enter, ex, com, pre, com again, and uni. These are prefixes, and we have used them to try to match these words with their meanings. All right? Now, the thing with reading is that the more you practice, the easier it is. The first time you do it, you might think it's difficult. It's not difficult. It's just that you are doing it for the first time. Do it again, and then you will see that it's clearer. The more you do it, the clearer it is. All right? And this is an important skill, knowing how to get the meaning of words from the prefixes and suffixes, because this way, by studying hard, by reading more, you can actually improve your English. So this course is important not only because you need to pass this course. Yes, of course, you will all pass this course if you study well, but the most important thing is that you study hard to improve your English. Your English will be better for the rest of your life if you read and practice these skills that we learn in this classroom. I hope that you found this lecture useful, and if you have any questions or any concerns, of course, you have the live session in which I can answer all your concerns and questions. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you, inshallah, in the lecture number 13. Assalamu alaikum.